Welcome to another Demarcation Media Mega Construx review. So, the Mark 7 Spartan is kind of the poster boy for Halo Infinite. It was introduced in Halo Infinite, or not introduced because I think, was it Reach had Spartan Naomi who had Mark 7, but it was introduced in force with Halo Infinite. And because of that, we have gotten a fair handful of them from Mega Construx. We have so far gotten one in every Halo Infinite themed Halo Heroes series, which I'm not complaining about because they all look fantastic. And then we've also gotten a scattering throughout sets. So what we're going to do today is we're going to kind of go through all of these figures, take a look at them, compare them all, see which ones are better, which ones are worse, if there is better and worse when we're talking about such diverse figures. But you can see right in front of me, I have all of them. We have a yellow, 2 orange, a red and gray, which is the Scorpion Punch, purple, which is Spartan Griffin, blue, which is me right here, and then another blue, which is slightly lighter, and then a green. So let's jump in and look at the Halo Heroes Mark 7s first. The Scorpion Punch Mark 7 was the very first one that we kind of saw leaked when the Halo Infinite stuff was starting to trickle out from Mega. And it was at first speculated that this was a official character because there was some Funko Pops with this color scheme as well. But turns out it is just an armor coating, but it is a darn good looking one too. Mostly gray, just a little bit of red. Fantastic shotgun. This was one of the first ways we got the Bulldog shotgun. Some nice prints. This guy had some odd stuff where some of the figures would have the print right here and some of them wouldn't. Overall, though, very solid figure. Looks just so nice. And actually, hold on a second, let me grab them. Okay, using the chest plate from the Hermes Spartan from the Escape set, and then the rest of the Trailblazer, minus the head and the chest plate from the Capture the Flag set, you can make yourself a solid red Mark 7, which that looks super, super nice as well. You know, the gray is super cool to balance things out, but an all red Spartan just looks super, super clean, especially when we can do that and we can have the Christmas Spartans. Hey, that put some clips in the back and hang them off a tree. That'd be kind of nice. The next Mark 7 we got in the Halo Heroes was this guy right here, who is now my channel's Sig Fig. I liked him so much. I was like, yep, that's going to be me. This guy's a little different because he has a beefed up chest plate and some beefed up shoulder armor and some extra like shells around his belt. So not quite the same standard Mark 7 getup, but that just kind of shows off how the customizing is going to work in Halo Infinite. Same back piece. And then once again, Bulldog shotgun, different print, but still just as cool. I guess, I don't know. This is almost the poster gun to go along with the poster boy Mark 7. Either way, though, like I said, I liked this guy so much. He went straight onto my channel's header, and it is now me. So, I cannot complain that Mega added another Mark 7 in the Halo Heroes. And then we have the newest Mark 7, at least at the time of the recording of this video, this is the newest Mark 7, at least in the Halo Heroes series. And I believe it was, now I'm not going to remember which video it was. It might have been the what is it, Series 13 review. I said they needed to make a purple Mark 7, and then the next thing I knew, there was a purple Mark 7 leaked. So I am super pumped that this guy was in. I know some people have gotten annoyed that there's a Mark 7 in every Infinite Halo Heroes series, but it's purple. We almost never get purple Mega Construx Spartans. There's only a sparse handful of them out there. So every time we get this amazing purple, I will be happy. But to make things even better, this is a named character. This is Spartan Griffin. We don't really know what his role is or who he really is at all to begin with, but he has good taste in his armor color choices. This guy came armed with a fantastic needler. This is one of the best printed needlers that I have seen from Mega. So that's a nice change of pace from the Bulldogs of the previous two. Now, for the more standard set releases, we had this green Mark 7. I believe he was one of the first to be released. This guy came in the Skiff Intercept, and he is that kind of metallic chief green, which unfortunately does have its notorious hue difference between armor pieces. Like, this is darker than that, but it's still really, really nice looking. And once again, we have a Bulldog shotgun. That is what he comes with in the set. Printed up pieces on the front there and on the arm. So really, this guy does not have too much less print than the Halo Heroes. What he is lacking is the gray extra bits on top of the head. And to be honest, I'm not sure if that was intentional or not. It might have just been a missed print. So if you have this set and your guy has print on the head, let me know in the comments down below. I'd be very interested to see if mine just happened to be lacking that print altogether. Very cool. Nice shade of green. Almost matching that shade of green is this blue. It's kind of the same metallic hue, slight glitter in there. I think this blue has a little more glitter than the green. This is the Blind Bags Series 1 Mark 7. Now, this guy is obviously a blind bag figure because he does not have the chest print. All of the gray sections are just blank, which is a little bit of a shame because that's kind of standard across the Mark 7s, but it's still a very nice figure. No print on the shoulder armor. However, they did go all the way for the head. They did the visor, the stripe, even the little dots on the side that this guy lacks. So that is at least good. They gave us that much. Other than that, though, because he is a blind bag figure, he is very, very simple, but that leaves some room for some paintwork. So he's a great starter for a customizing figure. Oh, and his weapon is a brute shot, which is a bit of an odd one out throughout all of these figures so far. This yellow Mark 7 is, again, not a full Mark 7. It has a Trailblazer chest plate, I believe. No print on it, no print on the shoulders, but the rest of it's Mark 7. The head is printed up quite nicely. He has a blue visor, which is great because gold would have looked terrible against the yellow. So far, only this guy and Griffin have visors that are different colors other than gold. Very bright yellow. Very, very bright. This guy came armed with a needler, dark red, and he came in the skull control helmet. So he's a pretty easy one to get. He is not metallic, so he doesn't quite match these guys here, but I wanted to put him with these three before we move on to the next two, because the next two are a little weird. Here are the last two, and they look like the same figure. You're probably going, why are we looking at both of these at once? They're the same figure. They're not. For some reason, Mega decided to go out of their way to make two sets with two separate orange Spartans and then make them so much slightly different, but just enough to call them a second figure. So this guy right here, this is from the UNSC combat unit. That was it kind of still is a fairly elusive set to get your hands on. So that was the first appearance of the orange Mark 7. And at first glance, this guy over here seems like he's got the same deal going. However, the highlight color, all the print color on this guy is more black. This guy is more gray. And it's not going to show up real well on camera. It barely even shows up when you're looking at it in direct light, but it's enough to call it a different figure. Why they did that, I have no idea. Maybe they just wanted more orange Spartans because, like we saw in the multiplayer trailer, the orange Mark 7 was heavily featured. So most likely this will be the multiplayer default, which, yeah, that's understandable, but it is still just odd. There are also some differences, like you can see on the shoulders, this guy has a much bigger square print than this guy. And then up on the higher shoulders, you can see this guy has more of a little round spot, and this is a big rectangle. So that's odd. I'm not, again, it's probably because this is the default multiplayer skin. That's my guess, is that why Mega decided to make them twice and slightly different. But they're very cool looking. I love this shade of orange. Just having two is not necessarily needed. But again, you know, since the combat unit is so hard to get, it is nice to have the option to get an orange Mark 7 in another set. Well, there you have it. That is every Mark 7 Spartan so far in the Halo Infinite sets. I did take out one of the orange guys just because I wanted this little line to look nicer. So, again, like I said at the beginning of the video, so far every Halo Hero series, 12, 13, and 14, have given us a Mark 7. And in my opinion, I would love for them to keep it up. Maybe we could get a lime green one. I don't know, like there's so many, like more like gold or all silver or pink. A pink Mark 7 would be great. The same like hot pink that they did the Hell Jumper in. Like that would be so cool. Or if they started doing like the more of those camo skins, kind of like what they did in Halo Hero Series 14 for the Trailblazer with the digital camo. If we got that like forest green camo skin, but Mark 7, I would absolutely love that. There's just so much possibility, and as long as they keep cranking them out, I will keep buying them because they look so good. And then I'm sure we'll see some more Mark 7s in sets too. Just looking at the line and just trying to figure out if there's one that's better or one that's worse. I would definitely put the blind bag Mark 7 at the bottom of the tier list just because he is a blind bag figure, so they put less effort into him to keep the price down. But then besides that, they're all kind of equally good. This guy obviously has some less print because he has a different chest armor. And I think that was to keep costs down as well. But the head and the blue visor really makes the figure, at least for me. Obviously, I'm going to say this guy right here is my favorite out of the whole lineup, just because that's me now. And then second for me would be Spartan Griffin, just because it's purple. It's so cool. So I would love to hear what you guys think about this lineup here. What do you think about the Mark 7 armor in general? Is it something you like, or is it something that's kind of like meh and you'd prefer, you know, more Reach style armor? Just let me know your thoughts in the comments. I would love to hear. And then out of all of these right here, which one is your favorite? Thanks so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please leave a like and consider subscribing, and I'll see you next time.